Today on Dr. Phill. Is she a gold digger?
Do you manipulate men?
I manipulate situations.
Oh, come on.
Or a girl in danger?
I had a hit put on my life.
Rich guys do not handle rejection very well.
Whatever she is,
Hey, I'm talking to you, Dr. Phill. Talk to me, not him.
she speaks her mind.
You only do one thing, and that is run your mouth. That's
He
it.
runs his mouth. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by, Dr. Phill.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
Go, Dr. Phill.
How are you? Well, you know, my guests today have written into the show over 25 times asking me to help with their brother-sister feud. Now, I gotta tell you, I wanna let you see things the way I do, because I look at stuff and I get kind of a big picture. And things jump out at me to give me kind of an idea of the flavor. Manipulator, hate being black, NFL players, broke black Kim Kardashian, loser magnet, destroyed my life, bad boys, alter ego takes over, private jets, designer handbags, stacks of money, pimping is in my blood. Well, Andre says his sister is not just a gold digger, but a step above. She is a platinum digger. He worries her sexy, scheming ways are going to get her killed. Now, Valerie has written me time and time again that she wants her brother to butt out of her life, although she does admit to making some bad dating decisions. Now, for instance, there was her date, NFL recruit Reggie Doucette, who was shot dead by LAPD in 2011. And one of her other boyfriends kicked down her door and attacked her, she says, because she wouldn't have sex with him. Andre fears she may become the next Nicole Brown Simpson. Take a look at his point of view.
Valerie's platinum digging ways have created a huge wedge between us because she goes after men that are able to give her a certain lifestyle. Doctors, politicians, football players. Valerie is very aware of her presence. The frustrating thing about Valerie is she gets bored easily. So she'll date these men, but she changes them like she changes shoes. Rich guys do not handle rejection very well. They're not used to it. I'm really terrified for my sister. On maybe a dozen occasions, I've gotten calls saying that she's been stranded. Her tires have been slashed, that she was punched in the stomach so hard by this guy that she could not walk upright for like 2 days. She dated a high-profile person who she broke up with, so he broke down the door, started smashing up furniture. Valerie gets extremely angry with me when I try to lecture her. She says, "You do the same thing that I do." I did, but I don't now. It is my hope that Dr. Phill would let her know that there is legitimate danger in the lifestyle that she's pursuing.
Well, Valerie says her brother should, look, just mind his own business. She's fine. She knows what she's doing. Just mind your own business. Take a look.
My brother is always in my business, and I need him to stop. My brother calls me a platinum digger, and I'm not. I'm a gold digger, G-O-A-L. To kind of understand the psychology of a gold digger, we're exotic. Sort of like a snake charming you. Are you offering to buy me a drink?
Oh, definitely. You know, we can have drinks.
Real, true gold diggers, we don't really care about the trinkets. I don't need a man, but I do need what he has to offer. He invited himself into my life, so I'm going to get what I need from this person. Never for bills, you know, never for the basic needs. I think a woman should be able to do that on her own. I would describe the relationship that I have with the men in my life as one big chess match, and I will always be the one who yells, checkmate. I have slept with a total of 8 men in my life. I don't want to go into the double digits, which is why I've been celibate. I've never in my life exchanged sex for anything. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is. And somehow or another, the conversation would gravitate towards sex. I don't meet a lot of men who just kind of come out and like, oh, you know, I want to sleep with you. I do get that respect. My brother is a very big hypocrite. Everything's a double standard. He approached me as if I was stupid, like I didn't know what I was doing. Like, you're gullible. You will always be prey. Why am I always wrong? If I'm in the hot seat, he needs to be in the electric chair.
Listen, I read everything you guys say. We do pre-interviews and all. And we were asking you what the difference is between a gold digger and a gold digger. In fact, I made a graphic about it. Let me put that up because, and I was just using your words. You say a gold digger is someone looking for something and is only thinking about the present, right? You say they'll sleep with a guy to get something.
Right.
Right? And you say a gold digger, G-O-A-L, has a purpose and looks into the future, and it can be from hanging with someone and taking their money or turning money into something else. But I don't know, I'm just a little country boy from Texas. I'm not sure, I'm not getting the point.
Well, let me break this down for you. A gold digger is a person who, she's only thinking about the present. That's it. She's only concerned about getting to know her value. She doesn't know her worth. She doesn't, I'm not sure if she has high self-esteem or low self-esteem, but sometimes I get misconstrued. But a gold digger is a person who's just, she's sort of out for the fun of it. Maybe she has motives. Maybe she's looking to be kept. Again, trinkets or wonderful things, whatever. But a gold digger is a person who we understand that we could do it by ourselves. We don't need a man. I don't need you. But what you do complements what I do. And then also, too, a gold digger, G-O-A-L, is a person who, if you approach me a certain way, I'm going to react, not respond, but react based on the way that you're treating me and the way that you approached me.
Do you manipulate men?
I probably manipulate situations, but not the man. Because I don't treat every situation, I don't treat every man and situation the same. Because first of all, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm brutally honest. So you will never go into it thinking that she is thinking such and such and she's doing this because...
Then why are you getting the crap beat out of you? Why are you getting people threatening to kill you? Why are you getting people so upset? If you aren't manipulating situations, why is your approach to life so dangerous?
Okay, first of all, let's get this straight. There has never in this history been a man who's ever put his hand on me. My temper's too hot. I told you that to get your attention because you were not listening.
You lied to him?
No. I was trying to see. I was testing him to see if he was listening.
So you lied to him?
That was not a lie. I wanted to, you know how I can sit here and we're talking.
Did you tell him something that wasn't true?
I told him something and he heard something else. I wanted to see if he was listening. He was not listening. I told him. I come to him quite often and I pour myself. I'm just talking about scenarios because it's not. See, the part you're not getting is I'm emotionally void. I don't really care. Because one day I'll find a man that I actually care about, and I will do that because the feeling is mutual. But 9 times out of 10, the men that I run into, they don't have good intentions. So I don't have a problem manipulating this situation. But I'm not going to try and get you to do anything that you don't want to do because to me, that's like I'm stealing it from you. I want you to be so comfortable with me, you'll go out and sign for that car. You'll go out and get that house because you know that's going to make me a better person. You know that's going to help my situation and what I'm doing. But wait. Let me make sure I get this clear. People don't do things for me, and I don't do things for them in return. I bust my tail for a relationship. You give me something, I do something back.
Excuse me, who are you talking to?
Well, what do you mean? Who am I talking to?
Yeah, are you running for election or something?
No, I'm just making sure everybody understands.
Well, no, I asked you a question, and you're talking to these people. Talk to me.
Okay, Phill, Calvin, McGraw, I get it. Okay, here we are.
Okay, well look at me.
We're here.
Yeah.
But let me explain. What I am 50% of that relationship, and I will give back. And I will support you, and I will be your biggest fan, and I will do for you.
Okay, well, here's what he says has happened in your relationships. I'm talking about the downside of your strategy, as you call it, the gold digging. Let's take a look at what she says has happened in the past in dating rich bad boys. Okay, and there's quite a list here. And you know about all of these, right? Attempted rape, true or false?
That's because he wanted me to have a child.
I didn't ask you why. I just asked you if it did happen.
Okay, yes, it did.
Okay, stalking.
Yes, it did.
Verbal harassment.
Yes.
Theft.
Yes.
Drugs.
Yes.
Bankruptcy.
Yes.
Identity theft.
Yes.
Torture.
Yes. I don't know, loose term. Loose term. What do you call torture?
Betrayal.
Betrayal,
You
yes.
had your tires slashed.
Yes.
Punched in the stomach.
No.
But you told him it happened.
That was, again, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm listening to what you're saying.
I threw that in because he wasn't listening to me.
No, but I am listening to you. You said, I told him that to see if he was listening.
Right, exactly, and he was not. Which, when I pour myself out, look, I lost both parents.
Did you hear her
grandparents.
say she got punched in the stomach so bad?
I heard that.
You were going to talk to me.
I did.
Hey, I'm talking to you, Dr. Phill.
Okay.
Talk to me, not him. Who's over there? Nobody.
Did you tell him your door got kicked in?
I didn't have to tell him.
So that did happen?
That did happen.
Okay.
That goes along
Were you
with the
thrown
furniture.
around the apartment?
That goes with the furniture, all the stuff, all that.
Okay.
That's
So
all
thrown
ego.
around,
That's
furniture
nothing to do with
destroyed,
me.
and a hit was put on your life.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so these things, except for being punched in the stomach, you say they've all happened.
Yes.
Okay, does that suggest to you that your strategy is not working?
You act like this is different. Things happen to women every day.
Okay, what do you think about all this?
I think that she's misguided.
Misguided. We're the same person, except you're
Valerie,
bald.
I've changed.
You
I've
have
changed.
not.
To say that I don't relate to where you are, I can't say that. But I've changed. My biggest concern is that she's going to come into contact with the wrong man and something tragic will happen to her.
Coming up, is Valerie having sex with these men she manipulates? I'm going to ask her when we come back.
No.
I like it when a man shops for me. I train him, I teach him. I have over 200 designer bags, a BMW, a condo. I get to travel all around the world. I get to treat the world as if it was my playground. This gold digging could be very glamorous and very rewarding, but there is a dark side. You gotta be careful. I had a hit put on my life. I've been stalked a couple times. I had a guy carve my name in his hand. Because I deal with a lot of men who have money, I could become the next Nicole Simpson.
Well, Valerie's brother is scared for her gold or gold-digging ways, whichever semantic you want to use. He says that it is going to be the death of her. Now, he's written the show several times. In fact, he's written the show 8 times. You've written the show 19 times. In one email, he exclaims, "Your show is my last straw. I hate her. She is officially on my expletive list. I'm tired of her lies and I'm tired of supporting her suicide missions. She has been screwed over by politicians, actors, artists, comedians, and athletes. I pick up the pieces. I clean up her messes. I'm tired." Andre says Valerie lures men with her good looks and her special touch. Take a look.
There is something about people like me that attract people who want to do things for you. I think it's because it's just part of my DNA. I have been blessed with a BMW, rent paid, a condo, travel all around the world, expensive cars, Phantoms, Bentleys. I had a Jaguar. I know that doesn't compare to Bentley, but when I go to a club, I gotta get in the VIP section. I think it's just a sin to party in general population. It just doesn't make sense. I have over 200 designer bags. I like it when a man shops for me, so I train him, I teach him how to buy certain things. A good month is when you get the things that you want and that you need. I'm a very sexual creature. I probably release a lot of pheromones. You know, I flirt a lot. I get to pretty much treat the world as if it was my playground.
Now, according to Andre, this works. She's acquired at least $120,000 in gifts from men that he knows of. They include expensive dinners, over 200 designer bags, a Mercedes, BMW, Phantom and Range Rover rentals, an apartment at $1,150 a month, $5,000 or more in cash, expensive engagement rings, first-class flights, private buses, backstage concert tickets, hotel rooms at places like the Ritz-Carlton Atlantis. And you say that men just give you these things because they want you to be a better person.
See, I don't think it's not about the look. And again, you're painting it's a different picture. There isn't a person or a thing on that list. A person couldn't say, yes, she does X, Y, Z for me, except sex. I don't exchange sex for favors. But I'm sitting telling you that this is not, I'm not out here like a predator preying on people, but I do take advantage of situations. And I've grown accustomed to a certain lifestyle because I put myself there. And if you want to be with me, hang out with me, whatever, it doesn't matter what tax bracket you come from. But we're going to have to elevate.
Okay, so if I'm going to date you, I'm going to have to show you the...
You don't have to, but you can't stack... First of all, it's hard for me to look at you and see that. You know what I'm saying? I know you got money, so we're good. But I'm saying, but that stuff I'm reading, I'm sitting here trying to figure out, when you help me clean up my mess? When do you come to the rescue? You're a listening ear. That's all you've been. A listening ear, and you're not very good at it. What about when you got stranded?
Suppose we got stranded.
Stranded where? When you got always got a car.
No. When they flew you out,
play in front of these people.
When you got flown overseas and you could not get back because apparently the dude wanted sex or whatever it is and you would not have sex with him. Because I agree. I don't believe that she sleeps with these men, Dr. Phill.
Well, no, in fact, you say...
I don't believe
that she does. I don't believe that she does.
I'm sorry.
I don't believe that you have sex.
I know that say I know.
I know.
Thank you.
Don't
get it twisted.
I strongly...
No, ain't no strongly. Dude,
knowing her like I do.
Right. If you don't know all my bedroom secrets, who does? See, that's what I'm saying.
Phill, what I'm saying is
you know too much about me, and I know too much about you.
I know.
You're not gonna paint the wrong picture.
Whoa, he said he doesn't
He's
believe.
Not gonna be.
He says I don't believe that she does.
Believe. I can say things that are concrete. He's going to say things that's concrete. He's not going to paint this negative picture. He's going to tell the truth. Because now there will not be a person who's watching your show thinking sort of kind of maybe if. They're going to know. No, she would not. And not to try me that way.
No, you said what was it? Your JJ counter is in single digits? Is that what you said?
Yes, because those are 8 men I chose to sleep with, but those were not sponsors. Trust.
Dr. Phill, I believe that she has not had sex with these men, but I do know.
Well, she says she doesn't even like anybody touching her.
I don't.
She's funny like that.
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry. I'm passionate.
Why do you hate being black?
If you don't want me to get hurt, you do more things to make sure that I don't. You only do one thing, and that is run your mouth.
He runs his mouth. Why do you hate being black?
Not so much that I hate being black. I hate getting up and having to redefine myself all the time. I hate having to, like you said, you're angry. Why do I have to be angry? Why can't I just be passionate? Why can't I just be honest with you? Because right now I could walk over and give you a hug. I could walk over and give him a hug, but I will not be misunderstood. I hate how majority of the time we can't depend on our own brothers. Women can't, our African-American women, we can't depend on them to handle business. We are always end up the matriarch, and that's exhausting. Then also, too, black on black, me, best friends with a black woman. It happens. I do have, quite a few friends, females, and they're African-American, but it's just, why do we fight against each other? Why do I have to deal with discrimination, colorism, all these different things? Why can't I just get up and just not have to worry about, am I black? Is that what they're seeing? Is that why they're treating me? Is this why? It's an exhausting process. I just want to be me. In life, I'm a diva, female hustler. That is it. Bottom
not
line,
what a
point
diva
blank, period.
is.
We
That is
are
not
not
what that
talking
is,
about.
diva.
I'll take advantage of situations. I'm not a predator.
I don't want
it's
you
not
to
me
get
against
hurt.
them. If you don't want me to get hurt, you
I'm
do more
saying you
things
need
to
to
make sure
stop
that I
what you
don't. You only do
I can't
one thing,
control
and that
you.
is run your mouth. That's
I
it.
can't control
You don't
you.
do nothing else. That's
Doc-
all you do. Act
Doc-
like a brother and stop sitting over here
If you
talking
quit
to me
ignoring
as
me, if you stop ignoring me, I'll
What
start a
ignoring
writing.
you what?
I'll start a
Ignoring
writing.
you what?
He runs his mouth? Okay. Valerie says her brother is a hypocrite.
swears.
She'll tell us why when we come back. My brother is a serial cheater and a hypocrite. He can't keep his legs or his mouth closed. How dare he judge me?
People call me a gold digger, but I don't care. So what are you doing here?
Just hanging out, you know, watching some football.
I am expecting at least 2 free drinks tonight. So what brings you here? I don't want to pay for a single thing tonight.
I did buy her a drink, yes. She's a very nice girl, and she told me it was her first time in California, and it seemed like the right thing to do.
It was a good night because I met some cool people.
Well, Valerie says she has a natural talent for manipulating the situation. I say manipulating men. She said, no, I just take advantage of the situation. Now, she says she has an alter ego that comes out when she wants to get something from a man. Now, Stefan and Freddie met Valerie the other night.
No.
You're Stefan, right?
Yep.
What was your reaction to her? How'd y'all get on?
Initially, I thought she was nice. I thought she was a sweet person, but seeing her now, I see all the agenda that was behind everything. I didn't know she was trying to manipulate me. I thought she was trying to be cool.
I didn't even ask you for a drink. What do you mean?
I wouldn't have bought you a drink.
Well, I'm just saying, you can clap all you want, but I don't go to bars and pick up men. That's not my thing.
You're Freddie, right? And you met her also?
Yeah, I met her.
What'd you think of her?
I mean, I thought she was a cool person, you know. She came off, you know, just someone looking to get something from something.
Did you like her?
Yeah, genuinely, I liked her because I'm not going to sit here and try to judge who she is. I mean, if she takes advantage of me, I got to look at myself as being taken advantage of.
What's the alter ego?
The alter ego is when they are trying to play me, when they're looking at me like, oh, you know, like I'm flesh. They're not looking at me like I'm a woman, like I'm trying to, if we're in a situation where I'm trying to do my job, and all you want to talk about is sex, or whenever we start talking about work and somehow or another that subject gravitates to, okay, well, you know, wow, that's a nice dress you got on. Or you're looking really hot. Oh, I like that. You know, or they're trying to talk to you or whatever. Then that's when I'm like, okay, you want to play, let's play.
There's a certain way that she will project. Like she could sit here for a minute, and if she sees a prey, she'll sit a certain way, she'll do certain things to attract their attention. And to her credit, I will say that everyone can't do it. What Paige is able to do, what Valerie's able to do, every woman cannot do it. So it is a skill set that they have, but she knows when she's on and when she's not, because Valerie knows how to stand, she knows how to be noticed in the room when she wants to. I can't see looking at the pictures or looking at the gentlemen here. If she really wanted to turn it on for these guys, she could have. I know that she didn't because of the way that what they're saying and what she's doing. I know what her power is. It could have been completely different if she would have turned it on.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a woman knowing how to have a presence
Exactly.
and how to be attractive. And
Exactly.
The Beige that we're referring to, Beige has been on the show before. Beige, how are you?
Great.
In fact, Beige has written a book about this, and the title of your book was?
A Gold Digger's Guide, GOAL, How to Get What You Want Without Giving It Up.
Hey, hello.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, okay.
And how to get what you want without giving it up.
Yes. And it's for goal-oriented women, and it can be misconstrued, and I think it was. Because if you have a lot of hurt, and Valerie, I know you say you don't, but you do, and you have every reason to. You lost a lot of people in your life, and you've been through domestic violence like a lot of women have, but once you get over that, then you'll be able to see the real message of the book, which is to have your own goals and be financially independent, but at the same time, you still require the men in your life to contribute.
Valerie wrote an email to the show that said, "My brother is a serial cheater and a hypocrite. He can't keep his legs or his mouth closed. How dare he judge me?" So that's what you're talking about when she's saying you're a hypocrite and you shouldn't be talking about her, and
No.
you say, "I've been there, but I'm not there now."
What I would say is this, the same thing with Valerie. We learned from a male's perspective now, the way Dad taught me is most women can get sex from a guy that they want. That's very easy. It's the sex that they want that they can't get that they're willing to pay for. Now, that doesn't have to be all the time with money. It could be with time. It could be with different things, but they're willing to pay to get attention. So basically, like Valerie, 98% of the women that I dealt with, and they have been Hollywood actresses and stuff, 98% of it did not involve sex. It involved companionship, just talking, giving them what they wanted at that time. So I know where you are. What I'm saying is that there came a time when I drew a line in the sand and I wanted something different because it felt empty. I wanted to be married, I wanted love, and I had to give love a chance. So I had to turn my back on that stuff that Dad taught me that I used to do. So it's true when she accuses me of that.
Lies you tell.
It's true that she accuses me of that for the most part.
Really?
But it's not like you cannot say that I was a serial hoe, as you said, keeping my legs closed. My thing was keeping the women that I was dealing with legs closed so that I can continue to be in their company, because whoever surrenders sex loses power.
Coming up, we got to take a break. Valerie says she doesn't think love is in her destiny. I want to know why. We'll be right back.
I'm unlucky in love because I attract polar opposites. My strengths intimidate men. Maybe there's a possibility that I'll never be in a healthy relationship. I don't know what that feels like. I hope that that wasn't something I inherited from my father. I lost 9 family members and my best friend in 5 years. There was nobody there who understood my pain. I'd be in a room full of people and just felt so alone. My only release is anger, or I run away. My brother, I was so mad at him I wanted to fight because I don't feel like he could understand my pain.
Well, Valerie says that she's been celibate for almost 4 years because she's afraid to sleep with Mr. Wrong. She says she's never been in love and wonders if there's something wrong with her, that this just isn't in her future. What is your goal? What's your end game? What do you hope to get in terms of a life situation? Are you there? Do you want something different?
I will always be fine because Valerie works for a living, because I love for a living, because I know how to pour in to a person's life, and you know, I have a messiah complex. I have a lot of success stories out there, and I'm very proud of that. I don't need a person who can tell me how to be a gigolo. I don't need a person who can tell me about my powers. I need a brother. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know what a brother does? A brother gives you a hug. A brother doesn't take advantage of situations. The brother loves. The brother makes sure that you're okay.
I can't hug you if you shut me out. I can't hug you if you won't let me in.
Well, I have a couple questions for you. Well, I have a couple questions for you. Tell me about the loneliness in your life.
I feel alone because I didn't have my support team died. I feel like everybody that I loved is dead.
I know, whether you know it or not, that you are very lonely. And I know, whether you know it or not, that, like all of us, you need a soft place to fall. But I think you're really afraid of intimacy. I think you're really afraid that if you ever just put yourself out there and don't work it, don't manipulate it, don't control it, that you won't get what you want, you won't be allowed to stay, you won't get the acceptance that you so desperately want and need. And I think that's really tragic because you're selling yourself way, way short. I think you spend a lot of time telling all of us how smart and educated and hardworking and capable you are, but you don't tell yourself that in a way that you really believe it. You've lost so many people that love you, so many people that care about you in your life, and you're still here. You survived it. You're tough. You're tougher than you give yourself credit for. And the thing that I worry about, that your brother's concerned about, you can call it what you want, but you're playing a game of bait and switch. You're suggesting one thing to guys and giving them another. I don't think you're promiscuous. I just think you're a tease. And you're going to run into the old boy that decides that's not okay, and you're going to get hurt. And I don't want that to happen to you.
You guys have taken like a whole, all these different scenarios, and then, you know, you get a piece from here and a piece there. And that's not who I am. All
right, we're totally out of time, and I'm sure I'm way off the mark here, and she's completely well-adjusted, and everything's going to work fine in her life. And
I love you, Dr.
And I'm
Phill.
going to cheer when it does.
Can I have a hug,
You certainly can. Coming up, a woman who admits despite the hundreds of sticky notes all over the house, she still manages to forget the simplest of things. We'll talk to her next. We've all misplaced our car keys at one point or forgotten to pick up the milk on the way home, but my next guest, Amanda, says she takes the term brain freeze to a whole new level. Take a look.
I'm so forgetful that if my head wasn't screwed on, I'd forget where it was. I call the kids different names, even the dogs. Leaving the laundry in the wash machine and forgetting to put it in the dryer, and then I have to rewash it. I even forget to eat during the day. How could you forget to eat? My forgetfulness is always causing me problems. One time I left the sink running and flooded the kitchen. I forgot the car was a drive and I hit another car. Another time I left the frying pan on the stove and almost burned down their house. Post-its and Sharpies are my best friends. Without them, I wouldn't remember anything. They're all over my dashboard. Even with the Post-its, my husband still has to remind me of things.
Don't forget, we gotta go here tomorrow.
I feel like I'm losing my memory and I'm only 35. I really hope Dr. Phill can help me fix this problem.
All right, Amanda is here along with Roger Barnett, Chairman and CEO of Shackley. So welcome to both of you guys. And all right, now, first, before we even start, I want you to take a look at this picture. All right? You can study it for a minute. It'll mean something to you in a bit. All right, got it? Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. Now, you're like really forgetful, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're forgetting the questions our field producers are asking you while they're interviewing.
Yes.
What's up? Why do you think that's true?
I don't know. I think too far ahead, or I have no idea. That's why I'm here.
Well, I was hoping you were going to tell me, because my memory has just gone to hell. I can't, it's terrible. I can't, what's your name?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's why they have my name written all over the place, so I can remember who I am. So, Roger, you guys at Shackley are pretty invested in helping further cognitive research, right? This is a big deal to Shackley.
Yes, it is. Shackley is a leading health and wellness company, and over the last 60 years, we've pioneered many advances in nutritional science. Our products have powered over 120 gold, silver, and bronze medals, and even the NASA program uses Shackley products to fuel astronauts into space. But lately, we've been focusing on brain health, and we have an MIT-trained neuroscientist over the last several years who's been researching whether natural products can help. so that we can bring that research to consumers.
Okay, as we all know, the brain is the body's control center, and it controls your ability to think, talk, feel, see, hear, remember, and much more. And Amanda, have you tried anything to help improve your memory? Have you done anything to try and help?
Sticky notes. That's my...
You put prompts.
Yes.
Everywhere.
And we have a huge calendar, like huge calendar.
Yeah. Does that help?
Sometimes I forget to look at it, and then I forget that I wrote it on there.
Look, the brain is an organ, and it generates muscle activity, and it needs to be used to stay efficient, you know, like use it or lose it, as we always say. While we can't promise you'll stop losing your keys or improve your memory, we do have a few tips that help in supporting overall brain health. And one big thing is to stop multitasking. You guys multitask? We all do that, right? And it can be hard to do, but studies show that it can take a full 8 seconds to actually get anything encoded into your memory. And if you're multitasking, you like hit this for 2 seconds, and you're over here and you're here. So that never really gets encoded.
So that's what I'm doing.
I mean, you're flitting around.
Yes.
So you have to concentrate while you're doing a specific task. That's a big thing. You can even speak your actions out loud. That's called putting it into production mode, where you say, all right, I'm starting the laundry now. The fact that you go into production mode, you produce it, that puts it into another channel, and that can really help, and help you really focus on the task at hand. So that's big. What else would you say?
Well, there's a growing body of research that says that sleep, exercise, and nutrition are really important for a healthy brain. And so our scientists spent years screening hundreds of different natural compounds to see which would help promote healthy brain function. But this is all evolving science, and the clinical research stage is really at its early stages about focusing on brain health.
Right. And so because it's in the early stage, there's going to need to be additional trials to fully understand its benefits, of course, right?
Shaklee is really committed to trying to help advance the state of nutritional science, so we accepted a challenge to donate a portion of the proceeds of our sales to help fund research around the brain for the future, to help us all live healthier and better lives.
One last tip. You remember the picture you saw, right?
Well, I don't know.
Well, maybe there's something to be said about simple brain games to keep your mind sharp. Now, we put the picture, we put it up so you could put it into your memory, right? So come over here with me.
I should have Post-it notes.
No, you don't get any Post-it notes. So, all right.
Oh.
Now, you see, these are the things that were in there, okay?
Yes.
And what I want you to do is put them where you think they go, okay?
I think that one went there.
Okay.
I don't have to go in order?
No, you can you do it any order you want. You just have to do it quick, because this is only an hour show. This is not Price is Right, but if you want to yell at her, you can. It's okay.
Okay.
Tick-tock, you got 10 seconds. Go.
Thinking goes there. I don't even remember.
So they don't know. They're just yelling. They don't know. I guarantee you, I can get one of them out of the audience. They wouldn't do any better than you.
This is what I think went here. Cards. I don't know. Okay. I know the first one's right for sure.
Okay, you know the first one's right?
And the corner one, the hammer.
Okay. So let's grade your paper here. You missed this one, and 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 you missed this one. So you got the cat, the hammer, and the heart right.
25% is good.
All right. So are you surprised? Did you think you would do that well, or better or worse?
I thought maybe half.
You thought maybe half?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think you did all that bad. Doing simple brain exercises like these may help improve your memory as well. Like I said, use it or lose it. I hope some of what we have discussed helps you. I really do, particularly at multitasking. You got to do one thing at a time. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my guests today, especially Roger Barnett. For more information on today's show and to learn more about Shaklee, you can visit drphill.com. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Man, appreciate it. Roger, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. All right, thanks, guys. See y'all.
Today on Dr. Phil, two women going to extremes. One can't control her jealousy.
You accuse him of cheating daily, right?
Yes.
You call him to check on him how many times a day?
At least 20.
You fear he's going to leave you?
I can't stop.
The other, a soccer mom in the escort business.
Are you a prostitute?
No, I have sex and I get gifts.
You really want to spend time telling me that you're an escort for gifts? What, will they give you a blender? Let's do it. If we're going to do something here that matters, then we got to deal with the truth.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready for you. Take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Lisa says that her fellow PTA and soccer moms would be shocked at the double life that she's leading as an escort.
I am a typical soccer mom. I have 2 children, the ages of 8 and 10. I am a great mom. I volunteer at the school, PTA, the Cub Scouts, but I lead a secret life as an escort at night. I do enjoy being an escort because I have a high sex drive and I enjoy being pampered. This was a gift from a client. I get a lot of gifts of lingerie. These are the stockings that go with that. I was in the corporate world for 25 years. I was laid off from my job. I had recently gotten a divorce. I decided to start to look into the escort business because it's kind of always been a fantasy of mine. My clients are doctors, CEOs, lawyers, businessmen. In the past 4 years, I've probably made at least $400,000. I can make $3,000 in a week and only work 6 or 8 hours that week. I've probably seen a little over 1,000 clients. Being an escort allows me to spend much more time with my children. I don't feel like my children have been deeply affected in any way at this point. I have my life with my children, and I have my life as an escort, and that's the 2 worlds that I'm trying to balance. I'm led back into this business because I have to pay my bills.
It may seem like Lisa is ready to be honest about her escort lifestyle, but she has a best friend that knows the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey used to say. That's Jennifer, and she says there are just a few important details that Lisa just chose to leave out.
Whether Lisa likes it or not, I'm here to tell her the truth. I worry a lot about her being arrested for being a prostitute. She's never disgusted by her behavior. She has no problem telling me or someone else that she's had 3 different people that she's met that day. She never says, I feel dirty. She does not have safe sex with all of her clients. She doesn't know who these men are. They could be crazy. They could be interested in hurting or killing somebody. This lifestyle puts her children in a great deal of danger. She does not tell me how much she drinks. She has a serious drinking problem. If she doesn't get out of this, she's going to end up arrested. She's going to end up just being a worn out old lady without anything and anybody. And I said that if this show doesn't work, that I wasn't going to have anything to do with her anymore.
Well, we're going to meet Lisa in just a bit, but first, I want to talk to Jennifer, and so you don't feel that Lisa's being completely honest here. I mean, you've added some stuff to the mix.
Absolutely not. She doesn't have a true view of what's happening and how this affects everyone that's in her life. She has absolutely no real concept of how much everybody hurts around her and how much damage she's doing to herself and how much damage this is going to cause for her children in the future.
She thinks for the most part that, you know, this isn't affecting the kids.
She feels like she's about to have a nervous breakdown. I mean, she's been so stressed and so much of a basket case the last year especially, that's impossible. It's impossible for the kids not to be affected by that. It's not realistic.
Well, does she have any sense of the danger involved here?
She does not have any real concept of that. In fact, she would probably laugh, and she would tell you about her screening process, which involves calling other people who do what she does and check with them to see, is this a safe person or not?
She's divorced.
She's divorced.
Where's her husband in all this?
He does know what she has been doing. I don't know that he knows that she's doing it right now, but I don't know how he couldn't. She does have a job. It's just not, it's one where she's in sales, and so she has she pretty much works her own schedule. But he knows she can't make it this way. He's turning his head to it, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Did I wake up in the Twilight Zone today?
I'm telling you.
What's happened to common sense here? Let's just bring her out now. Oh, yeah. Let's see. You know this one. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about you a little bit. Why'd you want to be here today?
It's been really difficult for me to find a solution of how to get out of this business.
What is your business?
The escort business.
And what does this entail?
I've been in escorting for 4 years, and it's my profession. That's how I've made a living.
He's asking you what escorting is.
Well, I book appointments with clients.
You a hooker?
No, I don't consider myself a hooker.
Are you a prostitute?
No.
Do you have sex for money?
I have sex with men, and I get gifts for that.
Oh, come on. Let's not do this.
Really?
Well, okay.
And you really want to spend time telling me that you're an escort for gifts? I mean,
Okay.
is that really what we're here to talk about? What, do they give you a blender?
Okay. Sometimes. I got an egg cooker one time. That was great.
Okay, you got an egg cooker
Yeah.
and a blender. Okay, so that's what we're here for.
Right.
You've gotten $400,000 worth of blenders and egg cookers.
No, of course not.
How many clients have you had in the last 4 years?
I don't know, 1,000 maybe in the last
and
4
how
years.
do they find you?
Through a website.
Okay, they find you through a website, and they meet you somewhere?
Yes, usually.
And what you know about them is that they have a computer. Do you do a criminal background check on them? Do you do a credit
criminal.
check on them? Do you know if they're married, single, disease-free?
Usually those are definitely questions I ask.
And
yes.
I'm sure they would tell you the truth.
Yes, I know. Okay, but let me ask you this, Dr. Phill. If I was a single mom and I got a babysitter for my kids and I went to the bar and spent some time with my friend and I had maybe a couple of extra drinks of wine that I shouldn't have and met some guy at the bar, wound up going home with him and had sex with him, society would accept that. They would accept.
Promiscuity. That's
Excuse
not
me,
prostitution.
if you did this 1,000 times,
Well, okay, now I get your point there. I get your point.
did you come here to defend it or change it?
I came here to change it.
I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think so. I think you...
Look, if I could find a way to make the transition without having to lose my house, lose my car, lose everything that I have, I would stop and not look back because it is wearing me down.
Well, I would think so. I mean, that's got to be tough. I mean, doesn't it? And you know, she says she doesn't want to lose her house, doesn't want to lose her car, doesn't want to lose her lifestyle. But
I
how
don't
would she
live
feel about
extravagantly.
losing her kids? We're going to talk about that when we come back.
Her children are going to find out. The babysitter told me about the overnights.
I'm tired of trying to hide things.
Things get pretty rough with her because it's hard to keep up this life.
Although Lisa says she's a great mom to her 2 young children, Jennifer says Lisa's children are in danger on a daily basis. Take a look.
I am not a typical escort. I'm a good mom, and my priority is my kids.
Her children are going to find out. I know that her kids have to hear her have telephone conversations with some of these men, and the babysitter told me about the overnights.
I have had 3 clients that have met my children.
Things get pretty rough with her because it's hard to keep up this life.
And I'm tired of lying, and I'm tired of trying to hide things. They're starting to suffer because I'm so stressed out all the time. I don't like them seeing me this way.
She told me that she wanted to tell the children about what she did and share with them all of the positive things that came out of what she did. And I've told her many times that I hope that day never comes.
What do you think about after watching that?
I mean, you know, these are thoughts that I've had for the past year. I mean, it's, hearing it is not any different than thinking it. You know, I started to try to get out of this a year ago, and I found myself in this cycle because I couldn't find a job.
Why did you try to get out of it?
Because it's time for me to not be in this anymore, not be in this world. And I never thought that I was going to be in this world for this long. It's a hard business.
Yeah.
And
you said it's a perfect profession because you have a high sex drive, which according to you isn't relevant because you're just an escort, but you said that, then you say it's really wearing you out. So, I mean, you're all over the chart here. You say this is wearing on you. How much are you drinking?
There are times when I will drink probably a bottle of wine a day, and that depends on how many clients I have to see that day. Sometimes I have to drink to get through the session because I know that my mind is not in it, and you know, I just have to get through it.
Is it offensive to you to do it sometimes?
Sometimes, yes.
And what do you charge, by the way?
Well, that's changed recently, but you know, on the average over the past 4 years, it was $280 an hour, $320 an hour, and then I have 4 hours, you know, for $900, or overnights for $1,200 or $2,000, depends.
And so that's added up to like $400,000.
Well, I mean, I have, you know, weekend, you know, packages. So if I go out of town and my client flies me out of town, it might be a $6,000 gig.
The fact that you tried to defend it and spin it and describe it in less offensive ways, you don't like it either?
Not the majority of it, no, I don't.
But you like the money?
Well,
That's
I mean,
what you're saying.
I survive with the money, you know, yes.
And so what you want to know is how you transition where you don't lose everything. I think life is about priorities. And if the cost of having that stuff is your dignity, your self-worth, your self-esteem, there is not a pile of bricks and mortar or sheet metal paint and tires that makes that worth it. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me finish my thought, then I'll let you respond. I would rather you and your children live in a 1-bedroom government subsidized apartment and you have a legitimate occupation, look them in the eye and be proud of who you are and what you do, than have you live in a much nicer house with a much nicer car and be doing what you're doing. It isn't even a close call. I'm sorry, it just isn't. You have decided that your worth is tied up in what kind of house you have and what kind of car you have and what kind of money you can spend on your children, and that's not what it's about. Do you ever bring these clients home?
No, absolutely not.
Have any of these clients, as you call them, we call them Johns, you call them clients, have they ever met your children? Have any of them ever met your children?
The only clients that have met my children are ones that I've had a relationship with.
There's no story you can tell me that is going to make me say, well, given that set of facts, what you're doing makes common sense. Because I'm sorry, Lisa, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for you. It's not worth it for your children. And it's taking a huge toll on you. You see it, right?
I see it.
What do you see?
She's, I hate to say, but I mean, I can look at you and see how the toll that it's taken on you in the last few years. I mean, in looks and the drinking. It's exhausting and it's scary.
I think it's going to be scary to have to go through the process of selling everything I have and losing my house.
Does your husband know what you're doing?
Ex-husband?
Yeah.
Yes.
And has he served you with papers
Yes,
to
he
modify
has.
custody?
A couple years ago.
So these children are in play. If he decided to push on this, you realize you're extremely vulnerable.
I understand that.
So
and that's why I'm here.
This stability that you're talking about is a myth. That is deranged thinking. You're trying to make sense out of nonsense. It is nonsensical to say that it is a reasonable parental strategy to do what you're doing and justify it by saying, I have a stable home and a safe car for my children to ride in and enough money to buy them clothes and do this and that. There are a lot of people here that have a much lower standard of living than you're currently enjoying because they won't do what you're doing, and their children are just fine.
I understand that. My clients treat me very well.
They don't treat you well, they pay you to perform services. I think that you are delusional in your thinking about this. I think it is taking a toll on you. I think you are medicating yourself with alcohol. That's further blurring your perceptions. You have lost all sense of self-worth and self-esteem.
I don't believe that.
I know you don't believe it because you measure it based on being desired. You measure it because people are willing to pay to be with you. You go, you know, hey, listen, I have things to offer here. I have things to offer because I'm successful at this. That is not true success here. And I know you disagree, but I don't back off what I'm saying. Your self-worth and self-esteem has got to be that big or you wouldn't do this to yourself.
Okay, well, let me tell you something, though. I have been out with men on dating websites, right? Looking for the right person, right? And it had nothing to do with this business. Those guys treat me like crap, okay? And they don't even know what I do, okay? They pretend that, you know, they're going to do this and that and that and this, and then in the end, I just feel like a piece of crap, okay? Did I get anything from it? No, absolutely nothing, except a heartbreak. Now, my clients treat me very well. And, okay, I know you
They don't treat you
understand
well.
that.
They pay you to perform services.
But look, no.
Then why don't any of them stay? Why don't any of them say, stop seeing all these other people? If they're such wonderful, kind guys, why don't they take you away from all of this?
Well, because the business is what it is, because there's a lot of unhappy marriages out there. I mean, it's true.
So what do you think she needs to do, friend? And I'm going to tell you what I think, and then we're going to stop this merry-go-round.
I think that she needs to work 2 jobs if that's what she needs to do, and if she needs a 3rd job, she needs to go get it.
And I'm going to have to find someone to take care of my kids, and I'm not going to have the money to pay anyone to take care of my kids.
Well, you won't have to worry about finding someone to take care of your kids if you keep this up, because you won't have them.
Well, I know, but that's fine. I understand that point.
Look, you're setting this up like you're between a rock and a hard place, and I'm sorry, that's just a false crisis. What you're saying is you would have less money to be a mother with. I get it. Get a job. If you need to, get 2 jobs.
I did get a job.
Okay, and then live at a lower standard of living as far as material things and a much higher standard of living in terms of your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical presence with these children. You need help to transition out of this. And I'm going to tell you what I want to do. I want to get you a hand-picked therapist, female therapist, that I don't mean because of that, because
Good thinking, though.
I want her to be able to speak to you as a woman and as a mother. And we will make those arrangements for you, and we will set that up. You don't need to spend any of your $400,000 on that. We will do that, okay? I want you to give me a couple of months with this person.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay? I want you to do it. And then challenge her in every way that you can, all right?
Okay.
We'll be right back.
My wife, Becky, is insanely jealous.
I'm checking David's phone records this morning to see who he's called. You call me all day, and then when you get to your room, I don't hear a word out of you. I've accused him of sleeping with secretaries, waitresses, co-workers, friends.
I'm ready to walk away.
Today we're talking about people that are going to extremes. Now, Becky wrote to me because she says she is extremely jealous of her husband, Dave, and constantly suspects he's cheating on her. Now, Dave says after years of reassuring his wife that he just can't take these outrageous allegations any longer. Take a look.
My wife, Becky, is insanely jealous. She asks me questions every minute of the day, what I've done, who I go with, what am I doing.
I am consumed in trying to catch him cheating on me. I check his wallet, I check his text messages, I call him on the phone. I want to know what time he got off work, where he ate, who he ate with. I call my husband at least 20 times a day. I'm checking David's phone records this morning to see who he's called. I'm going to call this phone number. I just want to see if it's a man or a woman. Okay, so it was a guy. I've accused him of sleeping with secretaries, waitresses, co-workers, friends, hotel clerks, convenience store workers. And then at 6:58 a.m. this morning, he talked to somebody for 9 minutes, and I don't know who that is at all. If I think he's on the phone for too long with somebody, I question him on what they talked about. I'm definitely going to be calling David and finding out who it is. Hey. Who did you call this morning at 6:58 a.m. and talk to for 9 minutes? I don't think I called anybody.
Once I was at the hardware store, she was convinced that I was meeting up with women there, so she shows up and gets violent. She kicked me, she scratched my back.
I've even thrown out all his things out the door and told him to go.
One time I didn't call her during lunch, and she accused me of going to lunch with the ladies in the office.
I was so mad that I ran into the back of his car.
I'm very frustrated. I've never cheated on my wife.
I've never caught Dave doing anything wrong. Dave has gone above and beyond to prove to me that he's not cheating on me. It doesn't matter. I just cannot control myself.
It's affected our marriage to the point where I just don't care anymore.
I fear that he will go find somebody else because he's so done.
I'm ready to walk away.
Why are you putting up with this? Are you cheating on her?
No.
Have you cheated on her?
No.
Are you currently cheating on her?
No.
Do you have any plans to cheat on her?
No.
Why are you willing to subject yourself to this kind of harassment from this woman?
Well, for one, I love my wife. For two, it's not like that all the time. I mean, it's gotten way worse in the past couple of years, you know, than it has been. It's that I know a lot of her past history with her, you know, her family members and past relationships she's had. And I just figured over time it would, you know, get better. And I used to reassure all the time that I wasn't doing anything wrong. And now I just got to the point where it's like, whatever.
Well, let's talk about your behavior. You accuse him of cheating daily, right?
Daily.
It is a pretty daily ritual.
Yes.
You call him to check on him how many times a day?
At least 20.
20 times a day you're calling him?
Yes.
You check his phone records daily?
Daily.
If you see a phone number you don't recognize, you call it and see who it is.
I block my number and I call it to see if it's a man or a woman.
And if it's a man...
I hang up.
You hang up. If it's a woman?
I've never had that happen yet.
Wow. You flip out if he looks in the direction of another woman?
Yes.
You only, so much so, you only go out on a date in another town so he doesn't see somebody in your town that he might be attracted to and track down later.
Yes. I don't want to go out in our own town.
Because you think he might see a waitress or somebody walking down the street or a license plate or something.
I feel that he'll see somebody that's prettier than me.
And never have you found any evidence of him doing this at all.
Never.
But you are so sensitized to it in the absence of any evidence whatsoever that you won't even go out in the same town in which you live.
No, I won't.
You've driven hours to check on him.
Yes, here.
To knock on his hotel room door, because you travel some.
I work out of town quite
Yeah, and so you show up and knock on that hotel room door, don't you?
Yeah, he's gone 5 days a week, and I'll show up in the middle of the week. I'll drive 3-4 hours and knock on his door.
I am on my way to Washington, which is 3 hours away where Dave is staying. I am so mad right now that I could scream. He calls me, he calls me, he calls me, he calls me. As soon as he gets off work, I don't hear a word from him. So I guess he's with her. We found the hotel. I'm really, really sick to my stomach. Because if he's had somebody up here, I will just die.
Well, Becky is so extremely jealous. She says she will do anything, including driving, to check up on Dave. Even make her 6-year-old go on a road trip with her in the middle of the night. Take a look.
I am on my way to Washington, which is 3 hours away where Dave is staying, because I called him on the phone and asked what hotel he was staying in, and he told me he didn't know. So I am very, very angry. Are you really going to tell me that you don't know what the hotel's called? I think it's called Embassy Suites. You mean to tell me that you have been staying there for 2 weeks and you think its name is the Embassy Suites? And what's the room number you're staying in? 323. Where are you at? I'm at home. Where are we at? I'm at home. You call me all day, and then when you get to your room, I don't hear a word out of you. I've been here 45 minutes. I am so mad right now that I could scream. He calls me, and he calls me, and he calls me, and he calls me. As soon as he gets off work, I don't hear a word from him. So I guess he's with her. We found the hotel, and there is his truck. I'm really, really sick to my stomach, because if he's had somebody up here, I will just die. Okay, we are here at his hotel room. He's probably hiding here somewhere. You couldn't call me?
You told me I did call you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You told me you were ordering supper, and that's the last I heard from you.
Yeah, but I was going to call you.
What have you been doing?
Sleeping?
Is she in here?
I will look.
Why couldn't you call me?
I thought you were busy.
Hi, Daddy.
She drove 4 hours, wasted gas, to come down here to check up on me. This is just ridiculous.
Now, tell me you didn't drag one of my producers 6 hours. This was a friend taping this, right?
Yes.
So y'all just made a little docudrama road trip.
Yes.
And you didn't do this for us. You've done this like 5 times. You've made these road trips.
I've done this many times, yes.
Many times. This is just one of many.
Right.
So what'd you find in that room there?
Just him. Nobody else.
Just him.
Yes.
And you had the audacity to be sleeping.
Yes.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Alone.
Alone.
And you even accuse him of freshening up for women if he takes a shower before he goes to work.
Yes, because when he's home, the 48 hours that he's home with us a week, he lays around on the couch. He doesn't do anything to himself. And then when he's going to work, he'll go in and get a shower and shave.
Yeah. That's called relaxing.
I can't stop. I can't stop. I've had family members that I've watched cheat my whole life. I've had other men cheat on me. And I was born with a cleft palate, so I'm very insecure about my looks, and I constantly think that he's gonna find someone better looking than me.
I'm not much to look at either, babe. I'm about 40 pounds overweight and out of shape.
But I'm very, very insecure, and I just constantly think that he's out cheating on me, and I can't control it, and I don't know why.
Do you recognize that it's something you need to change?
Yes.
Okay, all right. This jealousy is not only taking its toll on Becky and Dave, it's affecting the entire family. You're going to find out how when we come back.
We argue in front of the kids all the time.
My oldest son takes Dave's side. The daughter takes my side. My youngest son is having anger issues because we argue all the time.
He's even got in trouble in school for acting out. I don't want the kids growing up thinking this is the way marriage should be.
If we don't get help, I feel that we will be getting a divorce. When Dave gets up to go to work in the morning and he showers and shaves, I assume that he's going to meet a woman.
I've never given her a reason not to trust me. In her mind, I'm always having an affair.
You guys fight in front of the children about this, right? You fight in front of your 6-year-old.
Yes, and that's one thing I want to learn how to control it, because I don't want the legacy to keep going on to my children from, I think I'm the way I am because of past family members.
This is affecting more than just you.
Absolutely.
I don't want you to be unkind, but there is a point that you need to say, this is going to stop. And it begins with some behaviors such as when she calls you 20 times a day, don't you answer that phone one time. She needs to learn to wait for you to call her. Now, you say, all right, why are you looking at me like I'm crazy?
You know how much trouble I'm getting when I get home?
Well, I'm going to get to her in a minute. But what I'm saying to you, when you do that, you enable her. When you answer 20 times, say, yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm alone. There's nobody panting in the background or anything. You're giving her that reassurance, that fix that she's addicted to. And you have to stop doing that. And you have to make a decision. You have to decide that, you say you were born with a cleft lip and palate, and you've had operations for that, right?
20.
20 operations for it. which have gone famously, by the way. I mean, you look terrific. I just, it's easy for somebody to say that doesn't have it, but you look terrific. Well, yeah, he thinks you're hot. And I understand that body image and self-image go together sometimes, and when your self-image is down, then you're saying, he must be finding somebody else because why would he want me, right? Why would he want me?
Thank you.
And you understand that's an issue with you, not him?
Yes.
You're saying, I am not lovable.
Right.
I am not worthy of his love, and therefore I've got to cling to it. I've got to trap him and make him, so I got to keep him on a short leash, because if I ever let him raise his head up and see somebody that doesn't look like me, he's gonzo.
Yeah, and he tells me all the time that if he wanted to be married and tied on a chain, he would have, how do you put that?
I wanted to be on a leash, I'd have got a dog.
Yeah. And, you know, there's an old saying, what I fear, I create.
Yes.
And that's a very profound sentiment. What you fear is that he's going to leave you, and as a result, you are creating that very thing. You are driving him away as much as if when you opened the door, you went at him with a sharp stick.
I don't feel that I'm good enough for him.
Yeah. Okay, but you get then that that's your issue, not his.
Right.
That's not his issue, that's your issue.
It's totally my issue.
You have to fix that, or you will never fix this.
Right. And that's the part I don't know how to do.
Okay, well, I'm getting to that. But do you get what I'm saying here? And what you have to do is stop helping her continue this distortion. You got to quit giving her these fixes. You say, I'm going to catch hell when I get home. Not necessarily, because we're going to do some things with her. Isn't jealousy at one level kind of flattering?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's got, I mean, don't y'all agree if you got somebody that they're just really love you and they're just so like that, and calling you, are you thinking about me and all that?
And that's something I think I missed from him.
Yeah, I bet. You know, how can he call you? I mean, he's always answering the phone.
Right.
If he's talked to you 17 times today, why in God's green earth would he call you to see what's going on?
Right.
Or call to say hello, or call to hear your voice, or whatever. He's heard your voice every 6 minutes the entire day.
I know.
You know?
You're right.
It's interesting, if you stop chasing him, he just might come to you. Wouldn't it be nice, instead of 20 annoying fingernails on a chalkboard, screechy, accusatory calls from you to him, you got a couple of days saying, hey, what's going on?
Yes.
How's your day? Just thought I'd call and say hi. You know, wouldn't that be worth more than those 20 reassurances you got?
Yes.
But you got to be willing to take the chance. And what I'm telling you is, you know, maybe this was kind of cute for 15 minutes or something in the beginning, but then it got really ugly and really obtrusive. And you've got to understand that you have to stop this reassurance while we do some things over here with her. You said, I've about had it. Give me 90 days. Give me 90 days to work on some things with you, because you need to learn to accept yourself.
Okay.
You are very self-critical. You think because you were born with this problem that you're unattractive.
Right.
But there are so many things about you that you ignore, that he doesn't ignore, that he loves about you very much. If you had heard him describing you to our producers and talking about you and why y'all got married and what kind of mom you are and all these different things, aside from all of this, you'd be really proud. You'd be really proud. And you seem hell-bent on screwing that up. But I tell you that what I want to do...
You're right.
What I want to do is I want to focus on you and your self-image and self-acceptance.
I would love that.
If this bothers you, there are things you can do about that you haven't done, if you want. In fact, I've had all of your pictures looked at and evaluated by Dr. Drew Orden. He's one of the leading plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills. He's one of the hosts of The Doctors.
Yes.
And he would love to sit down and talk with you a little bit about some things that you might get very excited about.
I would love that.
And so I've made arrangements for Dr. Orden to sit down and talk with you. But there are some things you need to get at peace with yourself about, and I want to get you some help to focus on exactly how to do that. I've got some things I want you to read. I've got some things I want you to do with a professional therapist that focuses on these body image issues for women.
I would love
And
that.
I'm going to make that arrangement for you in your hometown.
Thank you.
Okay? There's only one you.
Right.
And that's who he chose. Isn't it time for you to choose her too?
Yeah.
He chose her. Now you choose. We'll be right back. Well, we've been talking about extreme behaviors today. And listen, anything that you are wondering, is it normal or is it not? Ask yourself this. If some behavior you're doing is interfering with your regular functioning, interfering with your job, your relationships, your peace of mind, your health, then that's not normal. If it is interfering, then you got to say, look, I want to do something to change this. It has to be labeled as change-worthy behavior. In your situation, this is change-worthy behavior because it's interfering, right?
Yes.
It's interfering with your marriage, it's interfering with your peace of mind, it's interfering with your child's upbringing. So that means it's not normal behavior. So based on that definition, it becomes change-worthy.
Right.
And that's what we're going to work on. And at home, if you're wondering, is this just a harmless quirk or is this just not normal? Ask yourself if it's interfering. And if it is, then put it on your to-do list. You can go to drphil.com. I'm going to have some steps there to follow. I appreciate you all being here today. Thanks so much.